My application to join the Dead Dad Club after Beth May and Jordan Stanley. Dear Admissions Committee, thank you so much for your consideration. Please see the attached. Personal history statement. I started writing this poem before he stopped breathing. In a way, I think he died when I lost hope on forgiving. The crime of imperfection is a tricky one to judge, especially when the two parties just keep missing each other. If I could find 12 other men to be my father, to be my jurors, I would. I have tried. But something in their eyes, something in their lips, something always phantom pains my lumbar. The memory of too much weight on a child's spine. It is a kangaroo court when the people who are supposed to take care of you can't take care of themselves. My therapist says there is a difference between catharsis and relitigation. My therapist says I have a blueprint that everything falls apart. I tell her she's right. I tell her I'm right. Statement of purpose. My 5-year plan is to live forever. You'll never catch me decay, no. I'll go mad first. I'll go mad, I'll go mad, I'll go porous and mad. Leaking weakness like pain leaves the body. I will cicada myself. More scream than sing. More shell than man before I let death come at me with his worm-tooth grin. Cancer his fingers in my organs like he's calling me to gospel. I will never die. The only stroke will be my pen. I will never die. The only irregular beat will be this one. I will never die. I leave behind only rocket craters, blast off like Phoenix again and again. I am immortal. I am immortal. I am. References. 1. My dad, though he may be hard to get a hold of. Divinity is a collect call, and I am spirit broke. 2, it takes 2 hands to collect my friends with a lost parent, which isn't that many, but it's more than you might think. A generation trauma bonded, and some people say that intimacy is dead. 3, if you can find a 3rd generation iPod, there are 3 boys and a man on Monday and Thursday nights and every other weekend, taking turns shuffling the same 6 pop rock albums, playback long enough to spill laughter on the freeway. They take these little moments. He knows it's in the little moments. He knows it's in how you practice, how you build up acoustic worship chord calloused tips, and this is how I learned to love. Caged shapes, thick skin. If you let up for even a day, you will go soft. He gifted me his lonely, but not his diligence. I can't shake the habit of giving up. But admissions committee, you should have heard him sing. You should have seen the way that he so gently touched the strings.
Let's go.
Look at us agreeing. I want to talk to you about Larry Walters. Lawn chair Larry Walters, who in 1982 made his dream come true. I guess you could say I have a thing for losers, and Larry was a loser. Like Long Beach trash, working class. Ever since he was a kid, he wanted to be a pilot for the United States Air Force. But there was something wrong with his eyes. He couldn't see far enough ahead. Everything got blurry, so he became a truck driver instead. But he nursed this inclination that he was meant for something more. Pavement was not good enough. Larry needed to touch the sky. And so in 1982, at the age of 33, he built an aircraft in his garage, out of a lawn chair and 43 weather balloons. His goal was to fly from his home in San Pedro 300 miles across the Mojave. He loaded up with a sandwich, a parachute, and a pellet gun, took his seat, cut the rope, and began to rise. And rise, and rise, and rise, higher than he thought, faster than he expected. In a matter of seconds, he rocketed 16,000 feet, yes, 16,000 feet into the air in a fucking lawn chair. But he did it. It was too much, too fast, but he did it. And he started to have a panic attack, and me too, Larry, me too. I know how it feels when each breath is too thin and the ground begins to spin so far beneath you, and you can feel your heart, Larry. You feel your heart. He needed to come come down, and so he aimed his pellet gun with panicked precision, and pop, pop, slowly descended, pop, pop, until he landed 10 miles from where he began, tangled and dangling from Long Beach power lines. Larry was slapped with a $1,500 fine he could not afford and a press tour. For a time, he was the Jester King, preaching the power of persistence. Larry achieved his dream. And then he kept living, and the crowds stopped caring. And so Larry Walters disappeared into odd jobs until one day, 11 years later, he walked to his favorite spot in the Angeles National Forest with a gun. He put the barrel to his chest where he could feel his heart thump, thump. He turned his bad eyes upward to see the clear, blurry, blue day, and pop. I guess you could say I have a thing for losers. People who want something so bad, but who maybe never make it work. The world is full of us, because for anybody to be great, most people must not be. But you touched the sky, Larry. You touched the sky, and it wasn't enough. So what is, Mr. Walters? What is?